You might be surprised to know that this douchebag is one of your fans, one of your supporters, judging people based on looks. That's what small towns are about. Looks and money, just as anywhere else, but it's more prevalent in small towns. Isn't it, son? Just kidding. You ain't ugly enough to be my kid. Maybe I should call you boy, jockstrap aldean. So this feller wants to insinuate that because somebody disagrees with your bullshit, that he looks like a pedophile. This man is trying to insinuate that somebody with disabilities, not only somebody with a disability, but somebody who is trying to better themselves. The man was wearing glasses to help correct his vision, and this douchebag, one of your fans, wants to, well, instead of making a solid point, he just wants to call people pedophiles. Anybody who don't agree with you in a small town must be a pedophile, right? Anybody who don't agree with you in a small town must be a rapist, right? Anybody who don't agree with you in a small town must be a criminal, right? You say, don't do the crime if you don't want to do the time. My predators get away with it by calling me mentally ill. From Douglas Pollock to Joel J., Polly Olson, Sarah Nelson, Michelle DeCini, Michelle Quinn, the list goes on. When you automatically assume that anyone that the cops have arrested must be in the wrong, you're a fucking dipshit and a goddamn tyrant and a pussy to boot. Guaranteed you'd go whining to the fucking cops the first time someone stands up to you for bullying them. Or you go to somebody else and have them do your dirty work for you. I'm half your size, half your weight, and gimpy as fuck. Guaranteed you could beat my ass quick, fast, and in a fucking hurry. A 5-year-old girl could beat me up. Just like any other predator, you will victimize whoever you are most likely to get away with victimizing. Now, obviously, with your mentality, I gotta say, there's a good chance that you might be a serial killer. Why don't you take a look at how many of my friends' family are dead due to bad laws, bad cops. Look at how many poor people are victimized by the police every day, with no chance to defend themselves, no money for a real attorney. Oh, but you, a pampered white boy in a city, you a pampered city boy, son. A pampered city boy. Let me tell you something, boy. I grew up in the system, primarily in cities. I grew up getting beaten up for the color of my skin. I grew up being raped, molested. Shit you don't know shit about, son. I moved to Nebraska when I was 15 years old. My first real taste of white society. Holy fuck, you guys are fucked in the head. Small towns are fucking disgusting. The mentality in small towns is fucking disgusting. Douglas Pollock beats his wife. Gets to keep his job as a county prosecutor. You know what the difference is between my predators and myself? I've never been charged with rape, never been charged with murder, never been charged with any form of child abuse, never beaten my wife, never beaten my kids, but I've never had a wife or kids. Yeah, small towns take care of their own, but not the way you try to fucking sell it in that goddamn video. Jockstrap Aldean, you are the epitome of fucking coward. You are the epitome of fucking bigot. Well, guess what? I'm a sacrificial lamb in wolf's clothing. When people wanted to argue that all of the things that were done to me were somehow magically legal. Really, because if I just threatened to do those things, well, every one of you little bitches busts apart at the seams. Oh my God! Sean stood up to me. Oh my God! What do you find in rural areas? People who pretend to believe in God while raping their daughters, getting drunk every night, and blaming blacks and Mexicans for the reason they're always fucking broke. A lot of people in this town have spoken to me about the racism, about how it is still, to this day, a KKK town, same as Chapel, Nebraska. You know how many ass whoopings I took in Chapel, Nebraska for sticking up for homosexuals? Despite the fact that as a child, all of the people who sexually assaulted me were men. That's because not every homosexual is a child molester. Yeah. Small towns, not inclusive. If you're different and you go to a small town, they're not accepting. Some people will talk nicely to you, but as far as being good people, they don't fucking exist. In Chapel, Nebraska, when you got to turn in the sheriff for committing felonies against you, you have to turn it into the sheriff. You know what happened when I tried to turn in the sheriff in Chapel, Nebraska? Starting in 2018. And his deputies. Every time I did, 11 separate occasions, they pressed false charges on me. On several other occasions, they had me taken to mental institutions for trying to tell on them. They lied to mental health workers and claimed that I tried to suicide by cop, steal their gun. Well, if I say something that you're offended by, you can go to the cops and have me arrested today. But if you assault me and I defend myself, or if you assault me and I don't defend myself, but I try to turn you in, I'm going to jail. Because I don't matter. You put labels on me that dehumanize me. Maybe not you in specific, but you get to see how even your mentality is fucking gross. And this dude who typed this shit wants to insinuate that somebody who isn't good looking must be a pedophile. That's what's wrong with you sicko pieces of shit. Yeah, small towns take care of their own. Scott DeCosta helped Leslie Snell, Carl Snell, and Clint Snell get away with committing multiple felonies against me. But then again, he and his deputies had also committed multiple felonies against me. And then Leslie Snell's friend and neighbor, Robert Franklin Warnick, a registered sex offender in the state of Nebraska. These people were taken care of, protected, They wiped each other's asses. Polly Olson, who's the dual county clerk, stealing money. Joan Hanson, going out of her way to assist Scott DaCosta and his deputies in getting away with committing their fucking felonies. Jockstrap Aldean, you a bitch straight up. I'm not afraid of an ass whooping. I grew up taking them. Being tough is not your ability to beat the fuck out of somebody. It's your ability to take an ass whooping and still keep ticking. Small towns, though. You're not popular. You're not pretty. You're disabled. Nobody's gonna fucking listen to you. You're mentally ill. If your family's a bunch of child molesters, rapists, and fucking drug dealers and drug addicts like mine, yeah, I don't fucking fit in with those people. Aldean. What do they do in small towns? They protect child molesters and rapists. They protect men that fuck their own daughters. Fuck you, Aldean.